What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Yesterday I did a video on Guero 10K, a youngster out of Texas that was involved in a lot of violence. Unlike a lot of these youngsters nowadays, he really was crashing out. And he did it all for the gram. He did it all on IG. I saw that there's a bunch of fights on YouTube that he got into. Two of them, his homeboys had to jump in. They didn't even have to jump in. He was doing fine on his own and they just decided to jump in. So I didn't like that. But he was just convicted recently, received a life sentence for taking the lives of two elderly people that he thought were his ops, grandparents. I will never understand how anybody think, and people are trying to tell me, oh, well, the cartel, the cartel. The cartel is something way different. He wasn't cartel. Where was it in his head that that's okay? But he did that and he's going to sit down for the rest of his life. But I saw this video. I think it was a short or something somebody put out. I don't remember who it was. I believe it was Florida Fools. So go ahead and check Florida Fools and see if it's over there. But there's a video of Guero 10K in a cell busting a freestyle. In this freestyle that he's busting, he's talking about that his homies are all cap, that they're not looking out for him, and basically he's all on his own. And it trips me out because I remember when Chito Ranas, he had got out and he was saying, fuck everybody, fuck all his homies. They didn't look out for him and this and that. And it always trips me out. I never said that. I started going to jail when I was 13. I stopped going to jail when I was 43. My last term was 24 years, right? Straight. And never once did I say, man, fuck my homeboys. Those motherfuckers ain't doing this and they ain't doing that. Because I knew they were doing exactly what they were doing when I was out with them. And I knew what I was doing when I was out. And I wasn't looking out for none of the homies that were busted. None of us were. And the homies that were busted, when they were on the streets, they weren't looking out for any of the homies that were busted. So, Guero 10K, unless you were looking out for your homies, then you really don't have a leg to stand on. And there's a lot of people in prison that will complain. And then on the flip side of that, I remember having a cellie from 18 who, we were only cellies briefly. I came out of orientation. We were cellies on A facility in Pelican Bay. And then I got sent to B facility. And while I was there, his homies were sending him a bunch of money. They had packages lined up for him. And he was pretty much the exception of the rule. In 24 years, I don't remember anyone else. There may have been someone else, just we never had that conversation, but I don't remember anyone else that was getting looked after by the homies. No, instead, it was going to be moms, family, your old lady, all the people you disregarded when you decided to be a gangster. Ain't that a trip? We're out there in the streets and we're running and gunning with these dudes who we know ain't gonna do a damn thing for us, for our moms, for our old ladies, if we got kids, for our kids. They're not gonna do a damn thing for none of them. But the ones that are gonna cry over us, stress over us, miss us more than anything, come and visit us, send us their money, we don't think about them. So this is a public service announcement to all you gangsters out there. When you get busted, because if you really are a gangster, you're going to get busted or you're going to the morgue. One or the other. Okay. But when you get busted, shut up and do your time. Once you get behind those walls, there's many ways to hustle. You don't have to live off a woman. You don't have to live off your moms. You don't have to burden anyone on the streets. Get in there and get your hustle on. Figure a way out. Did I have family looking out for me? I was blessed. Absolutely I did. Did I go out of my way to burden them? Nah, I was hustling in there. But I never once ever said, man, fuck them dudes. It wasn't in my vocabulary, but I would have, in modern day terms, I would have never been like, my homeboys are all cap. Why? Who are you looking out for on the streets? Simple question, right? And on another note, I looked at that video of Guero 10K in that cell, beating on his chest for a beat, rapping. The dudes around him smiling. That was the highlight of their day, guys. That was the highlight of their day. Being on camera with Guero 10K doing a life sentence. Tomorrow they'll do the same thing. Maybe they'll record it, maybe they won't. They'll go to yard. One of them might get hit. Maybe they hit somebody. And then the day after that, guess what happens? They do the same thing. And the day after that, they do the same thing. That is their existence. That's why I say when you go to jail, when you go to prison, you're doing time, you're not living, man. You're existing. You are a living ghost. Your family members, the people that care about you and love you, they remember you're an apparition in their mind. Like, they're like, yeah, man, I remember this, that. But to the homies, nah. Unless somebody brings you up, the homie got down, but we got to do things out here. We got to hustle. We got to defend the neighborhood or whatever it is, whatever these guys do, right? Stop being mad at other people for doing what you were doing when you were out. And that goes for everybody that wants to be in the criminal world, the gang life, thugged out. You want to crash out? Crash out. But know what the hell you're getting involved with before you do it. And remember it while you're doing it. And especially do not forget it once you get behind the walls. You are nobody else's obligation. And once you get behind those walls, you don't matter. Especially out here in California. You are a single speck in a huge machine. Your feelings, your ego, your sadness, your bad day, your bad phone call, that don't mean nothing. Do your time like a man. You know what's expected of you. Do that. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.